Good evening, people. I hope you had your dinner, done your washing up, because now settle in to have a listen to my chat with the amazing and very funny Greta Lee Jackson. Greta, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight.
Of course, and thank you for having me. That's very kind.
Not a problem. I'm sure you got the invitation and went, yes, that's what I want to do Thursday night, because I can't go late night shopping.
Yeah, can't do anything, and I'm 6 months pregnant at the moment, so that rules a lot of stuff out. So this is a big Thursday night.
Oh, so you can't even drink?
No.
Oh, well, I guess the water's getting a good workout.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. Now, your video is kind of going off at the moment. For those who haven't seen it, Greta has done this incredibly funny video, which it probably really helps given you're a comedian that it is funny, called Thanks Celebrities, the True Heroes. I've got that right?
Yes.
Did you realise just what an impact that would have when you posted it?
That's a funny question. Like yes and no, because sometimes I'll get a feeling like, oh, this is going to go off, and it does, and sometimes I'll get that same feeling and it doesn't. But this was part of I used to be on an ABC show called Tonightly with Tom Ballard a couple of years ago or a year ago. And we used to do political satire and other satire and make little clips exactly like that one. And we kind of got together to kind of make a pilot. And that was one of the things that came out of it. And we were thinking, let's just release it. Let's just see what happens. And then it might make people a bit more keen to pick up the show. So we're really lucky that it did as well as it did. But to know how many views it's going to get, no, I was surprised about that for sure.
I bet it's a real buzz when you know that you've nailed it on the head and you've captured people's attention.
Well, it's a matter of saying what everyone else is thinking and putting it out there. I think that's what makes something, go viral, for want of a better term. And it's because I'm part of a sketch group as well called SKIT Box, and we did activewear. I don't know if you've heard of activewear.
Yep.
Yeah, so there was that clip as well. And when that started doing the rounds, it's like crack. It's like, oh my God, how many views now? And you just keep refreshing to see how many you get. And you get a little bit sleep deprived, and only sort of neglect your personal needs and stuff, just hitting that refresh button to see how it's going.
I haven't showered for 3 days.
Yeah. I mean, my business partner, she was just stopping to feed her kid, and that was it. Like at the time, yeah.
I think they've done studies and they've found that there is actually a chemical reaction that you get when you see lots of likes and lots of engagement when you've posted on something social media. So it is a little bit like crack.
I think it's like a diluted feeling that you get from applause. Like if you're on stage and you tell a really great joke and you get really great applause and a good reaction, it's like that prolonged, that feeling, I think.
Yeah, kind of extended applause.
Yeah.
Without the noise.
And I don't want to I feel dumb, going, oh yeah, everyone's applauding us, but no, I'm just, you got to make analogies somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess with any type of comedy, it's like you said, it's about tapping into what people want to say. And I know that people would have watched that and gone, oh yeah, actually, you have made me feel really better. Not.
Yeah, like, well, some celebs have had a pretty good sense of humor about it, actually. I got a message from Erin Molan just saying, I bloody told them in the meeting, I said no one cares, no one wants to see our houses. So she was like saying thanks for the video and stuff like that, but I think other people would just prefer it didn't exist.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's too bad for them. Got a great question here. Haley said, did you have any shows planned before coronavirus, and what has been the impact on you in terms of income and getting that hit from the applause?
Shows, do you mean live shows?
Live shows.
Oh, I don't actually do a hell of a lot of live shows. You know, it's not my strong forte. I used to do it years ago. I enjoyed it, but I just wasn't really that good at it. I have a lot more comfort with sketch and filming things. I just prefer the medium, and I think I can, you know, it's just a little bit more suited to me. So live shows, no. But I have been thinking about getting back into it when everything lifts again. But you know, it's probably going to be real hard with a baby and stuff like that as well. So something to think about. So I know I didn't have any live shows, but some TV shows were put on the back burner, but some have eventuated. Some I've been working on in my spare time with other people, and another one just got announced today on the ABC, At Home Alone Together, which is hosted by Ray Martin. And,
oh, nice. I love Ray.
Yeah, he's a nice man.
Can you connect me with Ray? He's my hero.
He's not my buddy. He's the executive producer of the show's buddy, Daniel.
Oh, well, 6 degrees of separation. I'm close.
Yeah. So that's out. So that's good. I got a little bit of work, but yeah, live shows, you know, didn't have any because it's not really my thing. But I enjoy it. I'm just not good at it.
At least you're honest and you can open up. Well, look, we've got another question. We've got a few like L-plate, no, not losers. Sorry, Kelly, I'm not calling you a loser. We've got L-plate comedians in the audience, and Kelly, who I know is just starting out, she said, apart from what everyone else is thinking, what makes a comedian successful?
That's an amazing question because I still don't know. I still don't consider myself successful in that area. I mean, if everybody knew, everybody would do it. I think it's just a magic thing. It's to me, it seems as if it's just a combination of charisma, observational skills, and the ability to write absurdly, I think, because I fall down in that absurd thing. I love absurd comedy, but I find it really tough to write, but it's my favorite comedy to receive. So it's just to be able to, it's like a combination to be able to see what everybody else sees, but express it in a way that makes you surprised and also to be likable, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing because I think if everybody knew, we'd all be doing it.
Yeah. Well, Kelly said best answer ever. So you go to the top of the class for that one.
Oh, good.
And you're the only person I'm asking, so your answer takes absolute precedence over everybody else's anyway. So I did a little bit of research, being the very good interviewer that I am, and I watched some of your videos. And I was just telling you before we went live that I really loved your sketch about tit curtains. And I went, oh, my God, that is so true. So I did wear my finest tit curtain for you.
Oh,
I am not pregnant, but I could be. So when you're thinking about sketch shows to do, is it just really random stuff like that, like thinking about, oh, well, these are the type of clothes I like to wear or the loo paper I like to use?
It's funny because that type of thing, that particular sketch of just talking stuff about your life is kind of new and a bit foreign to me. I just got a new agent. I left my old agent. I got a new agent. She's all about the online and she's really great and encouraging. So I'm trying to branch out in that way, in that vlogging way, and just going, okay, I'll put myself out there and just talk about something in my life because, you know, I don't think it's interesting, but, you know, I see these people that do it and everyone loves it. So again, because I haven't figured out what makes a comedian successful, but I'm friends with people like Tanya Hennessy and things like that, and they do a great job of just putting themselves out there, being authentic and talking about their lives. So I guess, you know, I don't want to sound, you know, like I'm plagiarizing, but it's like that sort of is an inspiration to be like, okay, well, maybe I can do that too. Maybe I can get over the feeling of, oh, no one's going to care about that and not put it out and just put it out and see what happens. So, yeah, that's kind of a new type of content for me, that vlogging thing.
Oh, well, I loved it. And your wardrobe looks amazing. Are they really all your clothes?
yeah, a lot of them came from Tonightly, actually, which is a good bonus, you know, with taxpayer dollars. Don't put this on any right-wing media because I'll get Twitter stormed.
We're like albatross. We've got like massive wings. They span everything.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all actually most of them are excuse me, I don't have coronavirus. It's just a cough that's been going on. Yeah, they are mine actually, and I've gotten to a place where I have enough clothes. I don't really need to buy anymore. Can't wear half of them at the moment anyway. Yeah, so I'm just. Plus, I couldn't fit anymore. Yeah.
I was just thinking, you're saying that, you know, you've got a bub coming along and about doing shows. You could just strap bub on the back. Like, you know, women in, you know, go out and work in rice fields and just put their baby on the back. Why couldn't you do comedy with a bub on the back?
Yeah, I mean, it's an idea, or on the front, or on the back, or on, whatever. I've said, you know, people do it. We used to with my sketch show, we'd rehearse with my business partner's kid on her, sitting on her front, you know, and he loved it. He loved dancing around and, you know, the rehearsal process. So yeah, it's an idea.
Be interesting if he grows up to become an accountant.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be sad. Sorry, accountants. I've got another question from our lovely audience. Who are your top 3 comedians? Who makes you laugh?
Okay. Can they include people that are not necessarily like stand-up and they're just like content makers as well?
Absolutely.
Assuming?
It's your list.
One of my favorites is Rashaan Connerty. She's a Irish comedian, and she did a show called Game Face, which is really silly. And she's in the latest series of Afterlife, the Ricky Gervais show, and brutally underused in it. She's so talented and funny. So Rashaan Connerty. God, I like so many. Oh, I have to think about it. I used to love Dave Chappelle. He's gotten a little bit sort of subversive for my taste recently, but I still really respect him and I think he's great. The Flight of the Conchords boys are great.
Oh, they're brilliant.
Oh, I'd have to really, really think about this. I like so many, and like the ones I work with a lot, I find amazing. Like Cam Knight, and he's underrated. So check him out. Greg Larson is very funny. These are all Aussie ones. Yeah, so I mean, I could put a list together for you to give you a more definitive, because I just like so many different
There's your
types.
homework. There's your homework. I'll be checking it on Monday.
For sure.
If you haven't done it, you'll go stand in the corner.
Okay.
So I won't do that, I promise, because I'm not allowed to cross the border and come and see you. So it'll be a figurative stand in the corner. I want to go back to the celebrity video. Why? And this is not about comedy at all. This is probably more purely societal observation. Why do you think, so this is just what you think, it may be right, it may be wrong. Why do you think that we are so interested in what celebrities have to say? You know, you see them in ads and we follow them in magazines and we follow their Twitter feeds. What is it about them that, because you did another video about celebrity activism. So why do we give a shit?
Oh, you're breaking up a bit. I'm just closer to my internet. Sorry, Annette. It's just getting a little bit.
We get to see your house.
So the question was, why do people? Oh yeah. So the question is, why do people care about what celebrities say?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I don't think people question it. I don't think people just sort of take a moment and go, "Oh, is this person superior to me? Should I really care what they're saying?" They just sort of accept it because it's everywhere. I mean, watching those promos on Channel 9, I was like, we literally can't get away from this, you know. This is kind of being shoved in our faces, so we kind of have to care. And I think people just they're so used to it, accept it. I'm not exactly sure why, but yeah, it's a hard one. It's a hard one.
But it gives good fodder to take the piss out of them, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So was comedy something that you always wanted to do? Like, did you, 9-year-old Greta wake up one morning and go, I want to be a comedian and an actress?
No, because I was a really, really like shy kid, and I didn't want to like fuss or get in trouble or any of that kind of thing. But I have 3 younger brothers, and I think keeping up with them and just doing the way like boisterous boys and hanging out with them, it does rub off on you a little bit. And I think I've still got a little bit of like, I'm trying to prove I'm good enough. I'm trying to prove I'm as good as guys a little bit. It's a bit weird that way. I wish we didn't have that. It's so deeply ingrained, but I can admit that that's part of it. But yeah, I guess I started wanting to do it probably as a teen, probably watching Surf and all the great people on there. Well, yeah, watching Saturday Night Live, and I was probably about 14, 15 when I started to get into that stuff and kind of got a bit of confidence and started in that path. But still, it took time. Still, I couldn't admit, make stuff and put it out there and get on stage. It took me a long time to sort of admit it. Probably I was too shy and embarrassed to put stuff out there until about 26. So I regret that. I do regret that. I wish I'd had the confidence and started earlier. But for some reason, it was a weird, shameful thing to be like a drama kid,
So what did you do in between this time of deciding that you were brave enough to put it out there?
Sorry, roll down so much. I'm just trying to get comfy. What made me decide?
Yes.
Was the question?
No. What were you doing in between deciding that you were going to be an actress and a comedian?
Well, I was working in media. Like I knew at that point. I knew it. For the HSC, I did all creative subjects. I did, fluent English, drama, art, music, like no science or maths or anything like that, which my dad was really pissed off about. And then went into media. Reality television was what I was doing, editing reality television. And I really loved that because it's actual people's stories. I know a lot of it's tacky, but it's actual real people's stories. And then, so I met a lot of people there, and I thought, I like this TV game. It's fun. I like the people. And then I got a job at a production company where it was mostly advertising. And I was like, I wish I was making stuff about stories and people, not products. But I worked there for 4 years and kind of got a little bit like over it. And then I went to LA, and I went back to editing reality television, but I was able to do lots of improv classes and stand up there. So it kind of reinvigorated my, just go for it. Like, if not now, when, just do it. I know, again, I was older, 27, 28 in LA. But came back and I had a very, very big failure of a show in 2015 for the comedy festival. But I tried not to let it put me off too much, and I just accept that sometimes things don't well, and just got to keep at it.
So when you say you had a failure, what did that look like? What, no one came, no one laughed, you were there by yourself?
It's funny because like no audience sales. I had it was a very, very niche topic. I probably should not put it in a comedy festival and more of a festival, but you're young and ambitious and arrogant. You think that you can just do whatever. So I thought it would be fine, but just a comedy of errors. Like the venue was too big, the topic was too niche. I'm a real true crime nut, and it was like a comedy true crime show. which, by the way, there are a lot of now. So I think it's like ahead of the time there. But
you're a trailblazer and you didn't
no
know
one's ready
it.
for it, and it got slammed.
Oh, well, that's a
What was
bummer.
that?
Do you think, I said that's a bummer. Do you think that you would redo it now, given that there is more of an interest in true crime comedy? Sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? True crime comedy.
I wouldn't do it as a stage show, but I'm currently on something as a scripted narrative that I think would really work. But I wouldn't do it as like me on a stage, because that's kind of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. A little bit, probably a little bit traumatized to do that from a stage perspective. But narrative, I think it can work. I think when I say narrative, I mean a show you might stream on Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix special. That'd be pretty cool. I'd watch it. I like true crime as well. I love sitting there through 10 episodes as they get to the point where they catch the bad guy.
Yeah, there's a huge community, like huge, and it just wasn't really discussed or as popular or as out in the open as it is now then, which would have really helped me, but it doesn't matter.
You're ahead of your time. So when you're writing comedy and you're doing these videos about, taking the piss out of celebrities or whatever it is, one of the questions before is, are you actually doing that because you're pissed off or because you think that people will find that funny?
Yeah, I did get a few comments that kind of make me a little bit worried, like, expletives and lots of hate. Not at me, at the celebrities and things like that. And it's happened before. I mean, sometimes I am really mad and I want to make a comment, but this time was just a bit of fun, and people seem to have taken it pretty seriously, which I'm like, oh, I don't actually hate celebrities. I just wanted to be like, poking fun at the idea that you don't need to reassure us. That's all. But do I get angry? Sometimes I do. I've made some sketches where I've been really mad, but that's usually at people. That's usually at the government. So when I
can
was
understand
doing the
that.
ABC show, it was a lot of when the whole banking commission happened, and when the Great Barrier Reef Foundation funding, all those scams and things like that. When it's stuff like that, I'm mad and I want to put something out there. But the celebrity sketch was just like, nah, like it's a bit lame. Let's just have a laugh.
Have a laugh. Where do you see the future of comedy? I mean, for me, it's always been stand-up. I love stand-up. I love going and seeing live comedians, although I grew up with the Doug Anthony All-Stars and the Comedy Company and the D-Gen. Do you think there's space for those type of things to come back onto I know the ABC does some great stuff, and there's a lot of young comedians that I see doing skit shows. But is there place in mainstream media for just comedy variety, or are we just kind of stuck with cop shows and medical shows?
Well, not anymore. There used to be, because there was time and budget to develop the talent and incubate them and get a format down that everybody loved and develop a following, develop an audience. People put the time and investment into these things. Now, the industry is so risk averse that if you're not pulling in big numbers on your first show, you get axed. If you're Rove or not, So I think it's more like to be honest, who would have thought Rove was a big risk? And because we all remember when that got cancelled. So I think not anymore. That's why it's me online, and that's why YouTubers like build these big audiences, because that's the only way they can, because networks are not willing to put in the time and money. There is no money to do that, and no time. So yeah, that's my answer for that.
So with YouTube, so there's a lot of comedians that are incredibly funny, but will never ever earn a living out of it. do they keep going or do they give up? Not ask for career advice.
I mean, I always say keep going because it's one of those things. I'm just going to plug in battery. I should have been more prepared for this. I'm sorry, Annette. Let me just plug in my battery.
That's okay. We're going to excuse that it's baby brain.
Yeah, it fully is. It fully is. There's been some shockers lately. Yeah. So the I would say never give up. Keep going, because I was about to give up. There, I think people keep tagging Ricky Gervais in that sketch. He hasn't responded. Whatever, he's serious to promote, whatever. But
how dare he?
And then I went to a screening of one. Yeah, I know, bloody celebrities. I was about to give up, and then I saw a screening. I think it was of Derek, and I asked a question from the audience about like, how do you keep going? Because I was really thinking of like, am I good at this? Can I keep doing this? And he just was like, well, I just asked myself if I like it. I ask myself, do I like what I'm making? And then no matter what anyone says, it doesn't matter. And I can just keep making stuff, because it's not one of those things that you do because, oh, I'm going to get a lot of money. Oh, I'm going to get a lot of stardom. I'm going to get a lot of this, that, the other. You do it because it's enjoyable and it's fun. It's fun. It's that whole cliche, you'll never work a day in life. It's true. Like when you're on a TV show and you're making comedy with other people, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing. And I don't see why anybody should give up, because if you make it because you enjoy it and you like what you make, there's no reason to stop.
I love it. Greta, thank you so much for spending time with me tonight, you and me in your bed.
Of course. Yeah, I know, near the internet, the good internet.
I just had Tracy say she loves your authentic vibe, and you are an absolute gem. I know that you joined Obsessed With this afternoon. Have a look around. Feel free to share your unique style of comedy. I know that there'll be a lot of people who will just lap it up. I think there's a lot of people out there who just want to have a good laugh. And you certainly gave us all one with your celebrity video. I, for one, was not offended at all.
Oh, good.
Well, keep in touch because we want to know when your show goes.
Very choppy internet, Annette. I'm so sorry. Very
That's
choppy at this point, and I don't know. Sorry.
That's okay. You don't have to apologise. So it's bye from me, and it's bye from Greta.
It's like aliens talking.
We'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.